The Newman family saga continues to unfold, thick with deception, power plays, and the relentless pursuit of control. In the latest twist, the stakes have never been higher. Victoria Newman, once an unwavering ally of her father Victor, now finds herself at odds with him in ways she never anticipated. As she steps deeper into the game of corporate warfare and personal betrayal, Victoria must navigate not only the storm brewing within the walls of Newman Enterprises but also the dark depths of her father's ruthlessness. A father's deadly scheme. Victor Newman has always been a man of action, his mind working relentlessly to maintain his empire, no matter the cost. But his latest plan is far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. The patriarch of the Newman family has set his sights on Kyle Abbott, and not in the way one would expect. Kyle, caught in the crossfire of corporate rivalry and family turmoil, has become a target for Victor's wrath. The reason? Kyle's association with Claire Newman, Victor's granddaughter, and his ever-growing interference in Victor's plans at Episoe. Victor's latest power move is nothing short of chilling. Realizing that Kyle poses a threat to his carefully laid schemes, especially in the race to secure dominance at Episoe, Victor decides to eliminate him once and for all. But Victor doesn't want just a simple solution, he wants to send a message, one that will echo through Genoa City for years to come. Victor has found an unlikely ally in Audra Charles, a woman ambitious enough to consider striking a deal with the devil himself. Audra, whose aspirations to climb the ranks within Newman Enterprises have been hindered by her own limitations, finds herself being presented with a deal that could change her life forever. Victor proposes that she murder Kyle Abbott in exchange for the coveted position she's long desired, one that will cement her future at Newman and put her in a position of unrivaled power. Audra's dilemma. Audra is no stranger to making difficult decisions. However, this one weighs heavily on her. The proposition Victor presents is not one she takes lightly, especially considering her past dealings with the Newman family and the fact that she still has unfinished business with her former lover, Nate Hastings. As Audra sits with Victor, listening to his cold, calculating words, she knows that this could be the opportunity she's been waiting for. But she also understands the gravity of what she's being asked to do. The murder of Kyle Abbott is not just an act of betrayal, it would be a brutal mark on her conscience, one that could alter her path forever. Audra's mind races, torn between ambition and morality. The allure of power is strong, but the consequences of her actions could be far-reaching. In a moment of vulnerability, she shares her conflict with Nate, unaware of how this revelation will impact their already fragile relationship. Nate, already suspicious of her dealings with Victor, is left reeling. His loyalty to the Newman family has always been unquestionable, but Audra's involvement with Victor threatens to tear apart everything they've built together. Victoria's rebellion. Meanwhile, Victoria Newman, ever the dutiful daughter, has begun to notice the darkness growing within her father. His attempts to control every aspect of her life, particularly her romantic relationships, have left deep scars. The memories of Victor's manipulation are not easily forgotten, and Victoria is determined not to let history repeat itself. Victoria has always struggled to balance her personal desires with the expectations of her father, but as she watches Victor's growing obsession with Kyle, she begins to question just how far he will go to keep her under his thumb. Victoria's defiance reaches a boiling point when she learns of the deadly deal Victor has made with Audra. The thought of her father orchestrating such a violent act against Kyle horrifies her, but what horrifies her more is the realization that she's powerless to stop it. Victoria, who once trusted her father implicitly, begins to see him in a new light. The man who once controlled every facet of her life, from her career to her relationships, is now the very same man who would destroy the life of an innocent person to further his own agenda. As she grapples with this horrifying truth, Victoria realizes that she must take a stand. She will no longer be a puppet in Victor's game. However, Victoria's rebellion comes with its own set of dangers. She is walking a fine line, knowing that to go against Victor could lead to catastrophic consequences, not just for her but for everyone around her. And with Claire's safety hanging in the balance, Victoria must decide just how far she's willing to go to protect her family from the man she once called her father. Chance's unexpected challenge. As if the tension between Victor and Victoria wasn't enough, Chance Chancellor is about to find himself in the middle of a crisis he never saw coming. Chance, always the calm and calculated investigator, suddenly finds his world turned upside down when he stumbles upon a key piece of evidence that could unravel the entire Newman family dynamic. His involvement in this case has always been professional, but as the walls close in around him, Chance will be forced to confront his own biases and motivations. As the situation escalates, Chance's relationship with the Newmans will be put to the ultimate test. Will he remain loyal to his friends and colleagues, or will he side with the law and expose the dark dealings that have been brewing within the Newman family? With Kyle's life hanging in the balance, Victoria must make a choice. Will she stand by her father and watch as he destroys Kyle, or will she risk everything to protect the people she loves? As her own personal struggles collide with the growing threat of her father's manipulation, Victoria finds herself in the ultimate moral dilemma. Victor Newman has always been a force to be reckoned with, but now, for the first time, he faces the possibility of losing control over his own family. As his children, including Victoria, begin to see the man behind the mask, they are left to wonder, is the price of loyalty to Victor worth the lives of those they care about? The battle for power and control within the Newman family is about to reach its boiling point, and the question remains, who will be the one to emerge victorious, and who will fall victim to the deadly consequences of betrayal? As this drama unfolds, viewers are left to wonder, will Victoria's rebellion be enough to stop her father's dark plans, or will she, too, be consumed by the darkness that has always surrounded the Newman family? A heart torn apart. Chance, Summer, and the web of deception in the chaotic world of the young and the restless, love and danger often collide in unexpected ways. For Chance Chancellor and Summer Newman, their relationship has been a roller coaster of emotions, from the early sparks of romance to the complex web of betrayal and unspoken truths that now threatens to unravel everything. As Chance and Summer face their deepest fears and confront the past, their futures are thrown into uncertainty, especially when secrets about their loved ones begin to surface. But as the shadows of the past close in, Chance uncovers shocking revelations that could change everything for Summer, Sharon, and Phyllis. The heart of the matter, Summer's conflict for months, Chance and Summer's relationship has been defined by deep affection and genuine connection. Yet, the lingering specter of Summer's unresolved feelings for Kyle Abbott has cast a shadow over their happiness. Despite Chance's best efforts to build a future with her, Summer has found herself torn between her past love and her growing feelings for Chance. The tension between loyalty and desire has been a heavy burden, and as time passes, Summer realizes that she can no longer ignore the feelings she still holds for Kyle. Chance, ever the patient partner, has been trying to help Summer navigate her emotions, understanding that unresolved issues from the past can often taint even the most promising of relationships. However, the cracks in their romance become too evident to ignore when Chance pushes Summer to confront her feelings about Kyle. The honesty in their conversations becomes a turning point, and Summer, in a vulnerable moment, admits her jealousy over Chance's connection with Claire Newman. It's a bitter pill to swallow for Chance, who had hoped that Summer's feelings for Kyle were behind her. The acknowledgement that Summer's heart still harbors emotions for another man marks a turning point in their relationship, and it becomes clear that their pursuit of love may soon come to an end. With Summer unable to fully commit to Chance due to her past with Kyle, their romantic future looks uncertain. The tension between them only grows as they both grapple with the weight of unspoken truths. The kidnapping investigation, a darker turn while Chance's relationship with Summer faces its most significant test, his professional life is also spiraling into a web of danger and intrigue. Chance, ever the diligent investigator, has been working tirelessly to uncover the identity of the mysterious kidnapper who had held Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman captive. His investigation leads him to a chilling connection, one that ties the kidnapper to a psychiatric clinic in Paris. The link is made through a financial transaction for equipment meant to be used in the abduction process. This discovery becomes a key piece of the puzzle, and Chance immediately shares his findings with Sharon and Phyllis. Both women, who have been through the trauma of being kidnapped and held against their will, find themselves filled with a renewed sense of determination. The truth is finally within reach, and with Chance's updates, they strengthen their resolve to bring justice to the man who has caused them so much pain. As Chance digs deeper into the clinic's operations, the evidence begins to pile up. The connection to Lauron, who had been acting suspiciously for some time, grows stronger. Though Phyllis and Sharon remain cautious, they begin to trust their instincts more. The walls are closing in, and the truth about Alan's involvement is becoming harder to ignore. The more Chance uncovers, the more it seems likely that Alan may not only be the kidnapper but could be connected to something much darker. A potential link to Martin Lauron, a man whose identity has been shrouded in mystery. Phyllis and Sharon, a partnership forged in fire despite their differences and past conflicts. Phyllis and Sharon find themselves on the same side in their quest for justice. The trauma of their shared experience binds them together, and while it may take time for both women to fully trust Chance's discoveries, they begin to see the merit in his findings. The bond between them strengthens as they work together to bring Alan to justice, with a singular goal in mind: uncover the truth and hold the person responsible for their suffering accountable. Phyllis, in particular, is relentless in her pursuit of answers. Her tenacity is one of her most defining characteristics, and as she sets her sights on Alan, she becomes more determined than ever to see him pay for what he has done. However, the stakes grow higher as Chance unravels more details, and both Phyllis and Sharon are forced to confront their past traumas and deal with the emotional fallout of their ordeal. As the investigation progresses, the mystery deepens, and a shocking twist looms on the horizon. The growing suspicion that Alan could be the kidnapper leads Chance to make a startling prediction. Could Alan be more than just a suspect? Could he actually be Martin Lauron, the infamous figure who has always hovered on the periphery of Genoa City's dark secrets? A shocking revelation: Alan's true identity. The possibility that Alan is, in fact, Martin Lauron, the man responsible for countless manipulations and betrayals in Genoa City, sends shockwaves through the investigation. Chance's deduction, though initially met with skepticism, becomes increasingly plausible as more evidence surfaces. As the walls close in, Chance and his team are left to piece together the puzzle that could unravel everything. For Summer, the revelation of Alan's true identity is the final blow to her already fragile emotional state. With Chance increasingly focused on his investigation and the tension between them growing, Summer realizes that she cannot hold on to a relationship that is tethered to so much pain and uncertainty. The emotional burden becomes too much to bear, and she begins to pull away from Chance, leaving their relationship on the brink of collapse. For Chance, the stakes are now higher than ever. The danger posed by Alan, or rather Martin Lauron, is not just personal but deadly. As he prepares to face this new threat head-on, Chance must also contend with his own emotions and the fallout from his strained relationship with Summer. Will he be able to uncover the truth in time to save those he loves, or will the web of lies and betrayal consume them all? The future of Chance and Summer. As Chance continues his investigation into the identity of Alan/Martin and the dangerous implications of his findings, Summer must confront the harsh reality of her feelings for both Kyle and Chance. The love triangle between them takes on new dimensions as both men find themselves at the heart of a storm that threatens to change their lives forever. The question remains: can Summer find peace with her choices, or will her lingering feelings for Kyle destroy any hope of a future with Chance? As Chance and Summer's relationship faces its toughest challenge yet, they must both decide where their hearts truly lie. Will Chance be able to navigate the dangerous world of deception and intrigue that now surrounds him? Or will Summer's unresolved feelings for Kyle push them apart for good? The answers to these questions may not be as clear-cut as they once seemed, and as the story unfolds, both Chance and Summer will have to make life-altering decisions that could alter the course of their futures forever. Secrets of the Lauron twins: a dangerous web unravels in the dramatic world of the young and the restless. Secrets, lies, and betrayal are as much a part of the fabric of Genoa City as the families that call it home. The story surrounding Alan Lauron, a man whose true identity has been a mystery for years, is about to take a dark turn. As Chance Chancellor closes in on a shocking revelation, the Lauron family's twisted history is brought to the forefront, causing chaos and danger to erupt. With the lines between family and foe blurring, will the truth finally be revealed? And will those caught in the crossfire survive the storm? Chance's shocking discovery. Chance Chancellor has always been a dedicated investigator, but even he is not prepared for what he is about to uncover. His search into the identity of Lauron, a man whose past has remained shrouded in mystery, leads him to an earth-shattering conclusion. Evidence begins to pile up, suggesting that Alan may not be who he claims to be. Chance's suspicions grow, and soon he uncovers something far more disturbing. Alan could be the very person responsible for the kidnappings, or worse, he may be Martin Lauron, the twin brother believed to have perished years ago after falling from a balcony. Chance, with his sharp instincts and relentless pursuit of justice, begins to piece together the puzzle. The financial transactions, the connections to the psychiatric clinic, and now the growing suspicion that Alan is actually Martin, the revelation is enough to shake Chance to his core. But the question remains, how far is Alan, or Martin, willing to go to protect his dark secret? And what danger does this discovery bring to those closest to him? As Chance investigates further, he realizes that the danger is only just beginning. Alan, or Martin, is not just a threat to those who seek the truth, he is a ticking time bomb. Chance starts to make predictions about the growing danger that lies ahead, danger that could bring the Lauron family's deadly secrets crashing down on Genoa City, with devastating consequences for everyone involved. Ashley returns, a family reeling from secrets. The drama intensifies when Ashley Abbott returns to Genoa City from Paris, where she had been dealing with her own set of challenges. Unbeknownst to her, the Abbott family is about to face a crisis unlike anything they've experienced before. Jack Abbott, Ashley's brother and the ever-present protector of his family, is the first to sit her down and fill her in on the recent developments regarding Alan and the mounting suspicions surrounding him. As Jack recounts the chilling revelations, how Chance believes Alan may be Martin Lauron, the twin who survived the fall from the balcony years ago, Ashley is floored. The shock of learning that her family may be connected to such a dangerous individual rocks her to the core. She is consumed by a mixture of disbelief, fear, and an overwhelming need to protect her family. The idea that Martin Lauron could still be alive is a nightmare come to life, and Ashley realizes that her worst fears about the Lauron family's dark past are more real than ever. Her fury builds as she imagines the depths of deception that Martin, or Alan, has been hiding. As Ashley processes the horror of the situation, she becomes more determined than ever to uncover the full extent of his involvement in the lives of the Abbott family and to confront this threat head-on. But even as she steels herself for the confrontation ahead, Ashley knows that the truth will be even more dangerous than she ever imagined. Tracy's dangerous encounter. As tensions escalate within the Abbott family, the danger intensifies for Tracy Abbott, who finds herself caught in the center of it all. Tracy, ever the brave and strong-willed member of the family, takes it upon herself to get to the bottom of the mystery surrounding Alan. Driven by a need for answers and a determination to protect her family, she decides to confront Alan face to face. However, she doesn't realize just how perilous this decision is. Tracy's decision to confront Alan, or possibly Martin, is not one made lightly. She knows the danger she faces, but she also understands that the key to solving the mystery lies with him. As Tracy walks into the lion's den, she is unaware of how dangerous this encounter will be. Alan, if he truly is Martin, is not someone to be underestimated. As Tracy carefully tries to extract information, she begins to realize that Alan's true nature is far more sinister than she ever anticipated. As the conversation between Tracy and Alan turns darker, Tracy attempts to manipulate the situation, trying to coax the truth out of him. But Alan, or Martin, is no fool. He quickly catches on to Tracy's intentions and realizes that she is trying to trap him into confessing his involvement in the kidnappings. The tension builds to a boiling point as Alan threatens Tracy, warning her that her curiosity may cost her more than she bargained for. Tracy, caught in the spider's web of deceit and danger, finds herself at the mercy of a man who knows exactly how to play the game. Sharon and Phyllis, a fragile alliance. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers, who have been through their own share of struggles, find themselves forming an uneasy but necessary alliance. As the investigation into Alan's true identity unfolds, the two women grow increasingly concerned for Tracy's safety. Sharon, who has already survived her own trauma, knows firsthand how dangerous Alan, or Martin, can be. Phyllis, ever the fierce protector, is determined to ensure that Tracy I.